So yesterday we gone through about the some of the scenarios. For example, when we have a space, how to extend the file system, right? So nothing but in your account you have a amount, then you are able to transfer the amount whoever requested. So this is a one type of the scenario. But in production environment, most of the cases we won't get this type of the situation because most of the times the issues are okay, people are using the occupancy of the data if you don't have the space into the your volume group. So volume group is nothing but what your virtual hard disk type. For example, when the client, for example, right now you have a space of 30 GB, the client requested to extend the 30 more GB. So when coming to the volume group, you have only 20 GB only left over. You don't have the space of entire thing. So in that situation, what exactly we are going to do it? We are going to come downwards. So first we are going to attach the disk. On top of that, I am creating the PV. So on top of that, I am extending the volume group. Extending the volume group is nothing but already existing we have a one or two disk. Now what exactly I am going to do it? I am going to add a new disk to the volume group. So this is automatically will increase the capacity of your volume group. Once volume group is extended, I am going with a LV. So LV extend is the next thing I am going to perform on. So automatically your things will be increasing. So let me try to proceed. So this is my server. So I type the lsblk. You can see that right now in my server I am not finding any free orphan disk because you can see that app the disk is already available. It is already mounted. It is also mounted. It is also mounted. Means all three disks are connected to the server environment. Right now I am not having the any kind of nature of the thing. So means I am not having the any orphan or available disk. That is the first point. Second point is that I am going to the VGS. If you go to the VGS, right now we have a space of 9.99 GB. But what exactly the client is looking when you trigger df-th/app. So right now the capacity is 30 GB and the client is looking for, let it be 20 more GB extra, means he need a 50 GB capacity of LAN. Ultimately he need a 50 GB. But how much of the space I'm having right now? 9.99 GB, means approximately some 10 GB. So in this situation, if going to the diagram, so you need to come with a reverse order. Nothing but first of all, you are going to raise a request to the storage team. So when you're raising the storage to the request team, you have to give the server IP, server name, and which data center it is. What is the data center? Any idea what is a data center? The terminology. What is a data center?
It's a storage place.
Yeah. So in Hyderabad, we have a AWS data center. In Mumbai, we have a AWS data center. Data center is nothing but there is a common place where the servers are maintained. It's like a warehouse type. Okay, all the servers will be located and where the data is storing into the particular place. So in India, especially we have these two places only. We have AWS data centers. One is Hyderabad, one is Mumbai. So what exactly the situation is that in every company our servers we are logging by using the some data centers. Nothing but this is your server. Whatever the VM you are logging, this VM is placed into the one data center. For example, whatever the VM I am logging, let it be this is located into the New York region. So I need to mention the New York region like a NY. So this one you people can understand at the time of name convention. What is a name convention means? Whenever the server is created, automatically the server will be creating in the form of name OS, okay, and app combination. So means how it will be there means, for example, let it be one DBA server you need to create. So how the server they are creating means, let it be this is related to New York data center. So NY, okay, so operating system Linux, okay, and application name let it be DBA 01, like that they will place the thing. Here L is referring of your Linux. If the instead of L, for example, it is W is there means like a Windows. Okay, first characteristic representation of your data center. Second thing is that your operating system. Third thing is that your operating system, nothing but what exactly you deployed, whether the net backup or anything, application. So in this way, people are creating the servers into the production environment. So by using this one, so the servers are located into the New York region. So you people need to update the location part New York region. So once you provided, they are going to create some space over there. How they are going to create? For example, this is a server. Go to the settings. So here I'm adding again 15 more GB. Okay. So already I have a 9.99 GB, means some 20 GB, sorry 10 GB approximately. I'm attaching the 15 GB. So client said that I need a 15 GB LAN, but disk should be 10 GB. 10 GB plus 10 plus 20 GB. Okay. So ultimately he needed 50 GB. So you can see that it is a SCSI recommended. Select that one only. So 15 GB I created. So disk is created. So go to the operating system side. Let me clear same commands lsblk. So here again it is not listing of any operational activity, nothing but any disk is not listing. So again you need to use the for command. The for command will help you out to refresh the your SCSI devices. So at the time of adding you would have seen that SCSI device. So those SCSI devices we are restarting, we are rebooting, nothing but without any reboot. So the primary concept of the LVM is that no reboot policy. We are not rebooting the server. We are not disconnecting any application. Everything we are performing on dynamic. So that is one of the major advantages of the thing. So now disk you added, you can see that here the disk is reflecting. Once a disk is reflecting, so what exactly our next status? Go to here. So I added a disk. On top of that I need to create a PV. So PV create /dev /sdd. Why D? So this is the new disk SDD. PV created PVS. So again you can see that here ABC, there is a 3 disk already mounted to VG data, and right now my requirement is that I need to extend the file system. So that is the reason what I'm going to do it. I'm going to extend the file system. So VG extend and VG name. What is the VG name? VG-data /dev /sdd. Hope you understand, right? Why I need to give the D only. Instead of D, I can give ABC, right?
Yes, sir.
So ABC is already part of that, right? I don't want to give the ABC. So right now you can see that my disk is attached to the volume group, and the capacity also increased, right? Now how much the capacity? 24.98, means approximately, okay, some 25 GB. So among the 25 GB, 10 GB is the inbuilt, and another spaces we are hiring from the storage team. So that is the way we can complete the particular work. So in this work, any doubts are there? So VG created means now VGS, now LV extend -L. Let it be. I need to add how much the right now capacity 30 GB. So 20 GB. I need to add it. Before that, I need a path. So path I can identify from the two ways, right? One is that LV display command, I need to use it, and moreover, when you use this command, I'm not using the -R. When I'm not using the -R, it won't be reflected immediately. I need to run the one more command call. So last time I explained you command E2 so here it is already right, resize to FS. So this command resize to FS and the file system path. So this command will refresh. If you don't want this one means I can go with a command called -R. -R command we use the last class. Okay, in the -R means basically it will go with a refreshment without going with a like a resize command. So this is a way how we are completing the extension of the file system when we don't have the disk. Hope it's clear. Any doubts, Arul Vaishnavi?
Yeah, clear, bro.
So we are seeing the two options now. One is that when you have a space. Second one is that when you don't have a space, right? So, okay, 1 minute. Hope it's clear, right? Then we will move to the another topic. So another topic is that there is a kind of the migration. So before migration, so I want to cover up some of the other things. Let it be, this is my file system. Okay, in this file system, my requirement is that this is a Ext4 file system. Now the client said that, for example, this is a Ext4 file system. I want to, for example, I want to have a file system with the same capacity, but it should be XFS file system, not a Ext4 file system. So whenever we are performing any kind of activity, so the file system type is changing. So he is looking for the changing of the file system. So if you want to change the file system from the Ext2 to like Ext3 to Ext4 or Ext3 to XFS in the moment of the time, how we are going to perform. So as per the LVM mechanism, operating system, any operating system, okay, changing of the architecture is not correct. For example, Ext4 is one of the architecture. Just think of that, your mobile is an Android mobile. So you have the OS of Windows. So if you place the Windows operating system, so obviously your previous operating system will be going to corrupt, right? Okay, let be your laptop also. So here also what exactly we are doing, Ext4 is a one type of the file system. XFS is a different type of the file system. If we are placing the data into the Ext4, otherwise if we are performing any kind of activity into the Ext4, at the time of conversion, the architecture will be changes. So we may lose the data from the process wise. So that is the reason what we are doing. We don't want to be try with the same process. So we are performing into the two ways. So one is that, okay, we are creating the same parallel file systems. From that file systems, okay, I'm creating the, after that I'm dropping the update. That is one of the case. Secondary thing is that, okay, so just you have to be rename the file system with a particular name. So this type of the two characters basically we are going to be perform into the production environment. So one is the direct way. So indirect way means what? You have to create a again LVM. LVM you need to create. For example, you have VGS. I have a 4.9 GB. Just think of that. I'm creating LV create hyphen L. Let it be 3 GB space. I'm creating. Okay. LV hyphen new data and VG hyphen data. Yeah, hyphen N. So I have a volume group. Just for the sample I'm showing, I have a volume group. In that volume group, I created the another LVM. Okay, so 3 GB of LVM I created. So this 3 GB of LVM. Okay, so LV display grep hyphen I. What is the name? LV hyphen new data. This is the LV hyphen new data. So on top of that, I'm creating MKFS dot which file system the client is looking XFS. So I'm creating the file system XFS and I'm going to mount the so this is the one way of creating the parallel file system. Nothing but we have a file system space is there, or if we don't have space means how we can create. Again we need to attach a disk, we need to extend the volume group, and the same process whatever we done, nothing but from there we need to extend the LVM. So here what exactly will happen means the client asks you to rename it or reconnect it. So if any mishap will happen means everything will be goes down. So here what exactly we are doing means instead of going with the same thing, so it is following the some standard structure, nothing but you are performing the activity into the production environment. If any data is loss is happen, it's going to be really problematic. So first option is that create a parallel file system, copy the data from the your source to destination, issue will be sorted out. So copying is nothing but from the current folder to other folder, you need to cp command we can use it. So but the thing is that my requirement is that if you are going with again with a gym specification, so here specifically your server will be going to be mounting onto the new file system. The data is there. So at the time of executing the data, if any data loss is happen, that's going to be problematic. So sometimes client won't agree. Okay, no, I know that. So you can directly perform the things. So in the time what we will do, we will take the backup of Oracle data. Backup is nothing but from VMware we are taking the snapshot. I will show you how to take the snapshot. From the server level, I am doing the some zipping and So zipping of the commands and all we are doing means zipping of the data, place the copy of the data into the another folder. After that, let it be just the process is that we need to unmount slash ora, first unmount it, then mtfs dot, let it be this is already XFS. I want to convert into the ext4. So give the R. So see, it is asking that it is a risky. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes. So automatically the changes are happen. Now mount it. So you can see that here the file system type is changed from the XFS to ext4. So this is one of the major advantages into the conversion of the file system. So that is the same way we are performing the case into the ext3 file system also. Okay, so whether ext4 file system, ext3 file system, ext2 file system, everything we are going into the same pattern. So any doubts here?
No, it's fine.
So here we discussed about three scenarios. One is that extending of volume group when you don't have the space. Secondary thing is that when you conversion of the file system one type to other, how you can do it and what is the best method. So both of them. Okay. So hope you can better practice, because why I'm giving the space in this particular topic means every topic especially into the LVM is very important. I can complete in one day, but I don't want to be make unnecessarily simply complete the topic. Okay.